Dealing with disrespect might be one of the most difficult experiences we can have in life. It can make us angry, upset, and irritated, causing us to act in ways we may later regret. There is, however, a method to manage disrespect with elegance and composure, and that is through Stoic principles. This ancient concept emphasizes rising to our feet, remaining calm, and considering others' disrespectful behaviors as a reflection of their character, rather than allowing them to influence our own feelings. We may respond to disrespect with resilience, dignity, and understanding if we practice detachment and choose not to be swayed by external circumstances. It's also conceivable that the person who has offended us is aware of their error, even if they refuse to admit it. If you follow these procedures, I'm confident that this will occur. Remember that it will take time for your offenders to learn that you are impervious to their disrespect. Always be focused and powerful. Try to watch this video all the way through, since the final lesson is the most significant. Keep your cool in the first lesson. By remaining calm in the face of disrespect, you may avoid adding gasoline to the fire and further aggravating the issue. Instead, you have the option of rising above the negativity and responding in a way that fosters healing and understanding. Remember that the other person's conduct is frequently a mirror of their own fears and erroneous beliefs, so taking the high road and reacting with compassion and understanding may help calm the situation and foster good change. Assume you work for a corporation and your co-workers begin disrespectfully disparaging your ideas during a meeting. Instead of being enraged and yelling at them, you choose to remain cool. You patiently listen to their points of view. Then you describe some of your opinion's merits and elaborate on your point of view. This approach prevents you from adding to the stress in the meeting and prevents the situation from worsening. Instead of creating a heated and aggressive climate, you may foster understanding and good change in the conversation by exhibiting calm. Lesson 2. Reflect on yourself. In the middle of dispute, taking the time to reflect on oneself may be a great tool for resolving differences in a healthy manner. Examining one's own motives and behaviors, as well as assessing how one's actions may have contributed to the issue at hand, is required. This allows one to find areas for development and progress and make changes as needed. In times of disrespect, thinking on one's underlying principles may also give a guiding framework for making decisions and taking action. When John and Bob, two co-workers in a corporation, disagree about collaboration, this is an example of self-reflection in a conflict scenario. Bob received a scathing email from John on his participation in a recent assignment. Bob was upset and enraged by this email and reacted irrationally, resulting in an argument. After the confrontation, John chose to focus on himself. He went back over the email he had sent and recognized that the manner he expressed himself may have been too passive and not courteous enough. He realized he had not demonstrated respect for Bob's viewpoint. John also considered his basic principles, which include respect and teamwork. He understood he needed to adapt his communication style and collaborate with Bob in order to strengthen their working relationship. John decided to meet with Bob and apologize for the manner in which the email was written, as well as convey his readiness to work with him to resolve the matter in a courteous and productive manner. Self-reflection assisted John in understanding the source of the conflict and making constructive changes to address the problem in a healthy way. Lesson 3. Resist the impulse to react. When confronted with disrespect, it is natural to react emotionally without considering the implications. Taking a step back and waiting before replying, on the other hand, can allow you to think more clearly and answer in a calmer and more considered manner. You can avoid saying or doing something that could exacerbate the situation or cause greater injury by waiting to react, until you have had a chance to collect your thoughts. You may also manage your emotions by pausing before reacting. Instead of allowing emotions to lead you, you have the opportunity to regulate your feelings, accept them consciously, and decide on the best course of action. This can help you avoid rash judgments and make more educated ones. Furthermore, Stoic philosophy includes the practice of waiting before reacting. Stoicism teaches us to manage our emotions rather than allowing them to rule our decisions. You may utilize this Stoic approach to establish a calm and self-controlled mentality in your daily life by pausing and limiting emotional reactions. Assume you're working in a business atmosphere and a coworker has offered a viewpoint that you believe is rude or contradicts your own during a company meeting. Your feelings may be anger at first, and you may want to respond instantly by rejecting that idea. Instead of reacting emotionally, you decide to implement the idea from the preceding sentence. You pause, take a deep breath, and consider the potential implications of reacting angrily. By doing so, you make room for clearer thought. Instead of responding immediately, you prefer to continue listening to your colleagues' opinions and then discuss and analyze their recommendations carefully. This not only allows you to keep a good work atmosphere, but it also allows you to regulate your emotions and make better informed judgments in difficult situations. Lesson 4. Choose forgiveness. Forgiveness is frequently regarded as a show of strength rather than weakness. This does not necessarily imply embracing or ignoring the hurt done by someone's disrespectful conduct, but rather choosing to let go of unpleasant feelings like anger, resentment, and bitterness. By letting go of these feelings, we liberate ourselves from their grip and may focus on healing and progress. Forgiveness does not imply becoming a doormat or allowing others to lead us. Instead, it enables us to respond to disrespect with grace and resolve, seeking justice without succumbing to anger or revenge. This road may take some time and work, but it will eventually lead to more inner peace and the capacity to develop better, more meaningful relationships based on mutual respect. Assume you have a close buddy who has previously betrayed you by exposing a sensitive secret to others. You were in anguish at the moment, and the betrayal caused severe emotional trauma. The ideal way, according to Stoic philosophy, is to choose forgiveness. This does not imply embracing or forgetting the act of betrayal, but rather letting go of your anger and hatred. What you can do is as follows. First, talk to your close buddy and attempt to figure out why they did what they did. They may have had valid motives or been under duress. Then, concentrate on deep inner healing. Rather than holding on to your wrath, focus on strengthening your own spirit. Consider whether you can repair your friendship with your close buddy on the basis of respect and understanding. Finally, forgiveness frees you from the burden of the past and allows you to focus on the future. In this scenario, forgiveness frees you from the grip of wrath and establishes the circumstances for a more calm soul. Lesson 5. Empathy is a strong tool for bridging gaps in tough relationships. We might try to perceive the situation from the perspective of others and comprehend why they may behave disrespectfully by exercising empathy. The essential thing to remember is that everyone has their own issues and challenges, and their conduct might occasionally be influenced by pain or bewilderment. Even if we disagree with their decisions or behavior, compassion for their lack of understanding can help us handle the problem with love and patience. This is not to say that we should tolerate disrespectful behavior. Rather, we may endeavor to understand its underlying roots and respond with compassion and understanding. Assume you have a buddy who lately demonstrated rude conduct toward you, and you don't understand why. Instead of quickly passing judgment and criticism, you offer empathy for that buddy. You try to put yourself in the shoes of your friend and analyze various facets of their life. You learn that they have lately gone through a personal crisis and are under a lot of stress. With this viewpoint, you no longer feel hurt or respond rashly. Instead, you reach out to them and demonstrate compassion and empathy. You engage in an open dialogue with them and give support if necessary. You also establish personal boundaries and do not tolerate rude conduct. Empathy does not imply tolerating every conduct, but rather handling the problem constructively and with compassion and understanding. Lesson 6. Respond with reason, not emotions. When we meet disrespect, we frequently become frustrated and furious. However, this merely adds to the issue. Instead, concentrate on traits such as knowledge and courage, which will allow you to approach the problem with a clear mind and respond with logic rather than emotion. We may develop innovative solutions to recurring problems by exhibiting wisdom, while bravery helps us defend ourselves and effectively communicate despite of any fear or worry that may be present. Practice reacting with both traits. In tough situations, it can lead to more effective and rewarding outcomes. Assume you work in a company's project team and another team member has failed to accomplish their duty, generating unhappiness among the other team members. Emotional reaction. An emotional reaction may include anger or criticism directed at that team member. This might lead to a heated setting and increased disagreement within the team. Instead of reacting emotionally, you might concentrate on traits such as knowledge and bravery. You may show knowledge by asking questions and listening to why a team member is having difficulty accomplishing the work. By displaying bravery, you may offer methods to assist and support that team member in the future, allowing them to be more effective. In this case, rather of causing additional conflict, a character-based approach might assist alleviate tension within the team and create circumstances for fixing the problem. Lesson 7. Use humor or simply smile. Smiling is not only a show of happiness, but it is also a crucial strategy for stress management and dealing with difficult events in life. When we smile, our brain frequently responds by generating endorphins, which assist to relieve stress and enhance optimism. This might help us retain a positive attitude in any scenario. Furthermore, smiling has the power to de-escalate difficult communication circumstances. Conversation partners typically feel more at ease and find it simpler to express viewpoints or resolve problems when we smile. This promotes constructive communication and enables understanding and reconciliation. However, employing humor or smiling should be done with sensitivity and respect. This is especially necessary in delicate situations or while dealing with other people's emotions. Humor should not insult or trivialize others' feelings, but should be used tactfully and appropriately. Assume you're attending a huge family Christmas celebration. Your family is gathering for supper and to share delight throughout this feast. However, there are disagreements inside the family, and the mood is not always peaceful. In this case, you may utilize comedy to lighten the mood and create a more tranquil atmosphere. When you feel an argument or tension developing, say something amusing like, "Oh, we've had too many years to argue about this. Can we change the subject to something more enjoyable?" Or, "Remember how we pledged not to quarrel on Christmas this year?" Statements like this may make everyone laugh and relieve stress, allowing the family to focus on the positive parts of the gathering and enjoy their time together. Acceptance is a crucial part of human development and maturity in Lesson 8. It frees us from unnecessary expectations and comparisons, allowing us to focus on our own path and growth. Acceptance is admitting that we have no influence over the acts or behaviors of others, but we do have control over our own emotions and attitudes toward them. We may nurture inner serenity and pleasure without relying on external causes if we learn to accept people and circumstances as they are without judgment or opposition. In this way, rather than being angry or resentful, We may respond to disrespect with tolerance and serenity. Assume you're driving and are trapped in traffic. Instead of being enraged and resentful of everyone around you, consider accepting the circumstance. This shows you recognize that you and no one else can influence the traffic situation. Instead, try listening to your favorite music in the car and using the time spent driving to relax and clear your thoughts. You might feel more at ease in this difficult position if you accept reality without becoming upset. Lesson 9. Establish clear limits. Establishing clear limits is an important aspect of self-care and self-respect. This entails being aware of what you will and will not tolerate in your life and conveying your boundaries to others. B. A mountain represents perseverance and fortitude in the face of adversity. In the middle of the storms, a mountain remains firm and immovable. By creating clear boundaries and never sacrificing our own objectives, we may learn to preserve self-determination and self-worth even when confronted with disrespectful conduct from others. This also helps us respect our own wants and desires, as well as provide the groundwork for successful relationships with others. Assume you are a sports fanatic who enjoys participating in weekend sports activities with your pals. One day, a co-worker calls and invites you to a work meeting over the weekend. You want to keep your weekend free for leisure and sports by establishing clear limits. You might start by having a polite talk with your co-worker and explaining that you already have plans for the weekend and will be unable to attend the work meeting. Second, provide other work meeting times that do not interfere with your activities. Third, make it apparent that you value your time and strive to maintain a healthy mix of work and play. This allows you to safeguard your weekend time for relaxation and participation in things you like, while also displaying self-respect and work-life balance. Lesson 10. Change your perspective. Seeing things from a higher and broader perspective may help us negotiate tough situations with greater clarity and calm. This pertains to taking a step back from the present moment and looking at the larger picture, acknowledging that everything and everyone eventually changes and goes. This shift in viewpoint can assist us in avoiding sentiments of vengeance or rage, and instead responding with wisdom and inner serenity. It also reminds us that material riches, power, and ephemeral joys are fleeting and should not be valued too highly, since they might lead us away from our ultimate aims and significance. David was under a lot of strain at work one day. Due to the everyday obstacles and demands, he felt irritated and angry. He chose to apply this lesson to his life after changing his outlook. David decided to take a deep breath, pause, and attempt to see the issue from a higher viewpoint. Instead of focusing primarily on short-term problems, he began to consider the larger picture. He recognized that his current employment was only a part of life and that everything will change and pass him by. From this vantage point, David felt more at ease and capable of dealing with the strain. He was no longer consumed by resentment or wrath, but instead reacted with calm and inner peace. He also learned that success and material goods were simply a part of life and that they should not divert him from his ultimate aims and significance. David started looking for joy and significance in spiritual matters and social relationships, and he felt his life got richer as a result. Using this approach, we may concentrate on cultivating inner traits such as inner peace, humility, and knowledge, which are more valuable and lasting. While dealing with disrespect might be difficult, it is totally possible to respond with grace and poise. You may build inner strength and resilience by following the 10 excellent teachings taught by Stoic philosophy. These abilities will assist you in dealing with disrespect constructively, asserting your rights, repairing the harm done to you, and maintaining your dignity and self-esteem. It is critical to know that the route to inner strength and resilience needs effort and dedication. It necessitates confronting your own shortcomings and limits, learning to regulate your emotions, developing positive habits, and seeking advice and assistance from mentors and role models. The benefits are well worth it, since it enables you to live a life full of joy, love, and significance. So the next time you face disrespect, keep these 10 lessons in mind and apply them to your answer. With each passing day, you will become stronger, smarter, and more prepared to tackle any obstacles that may arise. Finally, you will know that you have the ability to conquer all hurdles, whether internal or external. Some things, as Epictetus once stated, are under our control, while others are not. Opinion, pursuit, desire, aversion, and, in a nutshell, anything that depends on our will, are under our control. Take charge of your ideas and actions, and let the road to inner strength and resilience begin. Please leave a remark to share your knowledge. If you watch the video all the way to the end, please remember to like it and subscribe to the channel so that I may continue to offer you the amazing lessons of Stoic philosophy every day. Thank you for visiting our YouTube channel.